Hi everyone, it's Parol, your usual host, and we have another episode for you on how to improve your self-confidence. And I have a special guest from all the way from the state, Tanya. And today, Tanya will give us her top tips on how to look after yourself, how to love yourself. So welcome on board, Tanya, and thank you very much for giving us your time. So Tanya is a certified coach on mindset, self-awareness, and self-care. And she also a co-author and host for a podcast. But I want Tanya to introduce herself. So Tanya, over to you. Please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your story, please.
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Peru. I'm very happy to be here. One thing, though, I'm further north. I'm coming from Canada.
Oh, sorry. I've got another Tanya. I was talking from the state.
Oh, that's all right. But I got to point that out. So yeah, I'm really happy to be here, especially, the fact that we both are going to share this message that have so much inspiration to, because women out there need to hear it. And as far as my own personal journey, I started out as a fitness professional, coaching women on how to move their body, exercises. And that's been part of my life, was doing that, profession for almost 15 years, 20 years. And then when I was working with these women, whether it was one-on-one or in fitness classes, I kept on hearing these underlying messages from them, and them telling me, Tanya, you've changed the way I think about myself. You've changed my mindset. I'm no longer on antidepressant pills, and I'm seeing myself different. And we hear that, we have this light bulb moment. So what I was doing, not even realizing it, I was shifting the mindset of women for them to value who they are, to begin loving who they are, making self-care priority, and all of a sudden them having more confidence, gaining this self-confidence, whether they're in a room or around people. And that's when, and 5 years ago, I shifted the focus of my business and focusing on that mindset, right? Being that mindset coach, because I say that it doesn't matter how much you move your body. It doesn't matter how much you have balanced eating. If your mindset is not in a place of self-love, then nothing else is going to matter. And, and I feel that a part of that came within myself as well. My backstory was, I was bullied as a child, and then I was, my 20s in a verbally abusive relationship. And then I kind of went, whoa, I need to find that power within me, because I know I'm valid and I'm important. So I went on a self-seeking journey to release my inner power, still being that introvert through and through, but realizing that to share my story and to help other women realize that they can do it too, through baby steps, then that is powerful. And the fact that we're both sharing this today, I love it. So thank you very much, Parul.
Thank you very much, Tanya, for sharing your story. And I know sometimes you have to be vulnerable and be open to talk about what happened, and we all do that. So thank you. You kind of covered why you decided to help people or women, but why I just wanted to add on why you decided to focus on especially self-care and self-love, and helping women with that particular topic.
As women, we're so good. We excel at caring for other people, showing them and telling them how much we love them, how important they are. And we tend to make ourselves a priority really low on the scale, or we forget to do it. And if we cannot realize that, then we're never going to find happiness within ourselves. We're going to constantly be a critic of ourselves. We're never going to find true happiness, and we're always going to feel that we're really not worthy, right? And it doesn't matter how much love we get from other people. But if we truly do not believe in ourselves, especially as moms, we tell our children how wonderful they are and we help them excel, but really as parents, we're their greatest role models. Doesn't matter what we say, it's our actions, right? So for women to validate themselves, for women to realize how important they are and make self-care a priority, then they start to see a whole shift. They feel this glow. They feel like their whole mannerism changes. And self-care, self-love, it's almost melded into one, right? I always say, keep it simple, keep it easy. So simple things like taking 5 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatnot, but every day, and do something for yourself, to focus on yourself, to say, okay, how am I feeling right now? And every day, somehow moving your body, whether that's a walk around the block, whether that's going for a hike, whatnot, you choose. But moving your body is another form of self-care as well. Every day we look in the mirror, we're really good at hearing that negative whisper, that negative critic in our voice. I always say that's fine. I mean, I do it to myself too. I catch myself doing it. But then shifting and saying, okay, I hear you. However, I know I'm beautiful. I love my eyes. Or, I know that I love, A, B, or C about myself. So again, doubling up on a positive mindset, right? And it can be a struggle because we as women we excel again in being a self-critic. It can be a struggle, but no, take that baby step every day. And when you make it a part of your daily routine, then it becomes easier to do. Writing in a gratitude, realizing, wow, I get to live another day, right? And really doing something for yourself. Again, I mentioned that before, but it's so, so important, because if you're doing something for yourself, then going back to parenting, you're being a good role model for your kids. It's like, oh, mom's doing something for herself. And you know what? She's happier that way. If she's doing something for herself to take care of herself, definitely I need to do it. And that continues, that journey is never, never ending. So it's, so many women think it needs to be complicated. So women think they're not deserving of it. But when you do a simple thing every day, it becomes easier. And it's reason to celebrate, right? Is you're not saying, oh, I wanted to do this and I didn't do this. But you know what? If you give yourself a compliment, you never did it before, that is reason to celebrate and, feel that power within you. And then it
Absolutely.
becomes easier to do again the next day.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. I just wanted to pick on three things you
Yeah.
kind of talked about. One is absolutely we are role model for kids, and as I mentioned, we can do little thing to look after ourselves. End of the day, we are number one.
Yeah.
If we don't look after ourselves, who else?
Exactly.
So, and if we look after ourselves, we can look after others. So absolutely. And thank you for sharing all the tips. What I was going to ask is, you talked about quite a number of things, how people can, do things and taking small steps. If you could kind of summarize 5 top tips for women, how they can easily look after themselves, love themselves, that would be wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of them, that I had mentioned before is giving yourself a compliment, when you look in the mirror.
Yeah.
There's always something we all know inside ourselves. There is something we love ourselves, we love about ourselves, but do we actually say it? So go ahead, say it, look in the mirror, smile. So that's one thing. Number 2, again, is do something for yourself every day. Focus on yourself. Ask yourself, how am I feeling? Look out the window and just what is happening outside. That's, refocus. So that's another point. Number 3 as well is have fun. Find joy in life, right? Find something you used to do, whether it's read a book, whether it's paint, whether it's skip, what not, right? But make it simple so that you can include it into your life and make sure it's something that really brings you joy. So that's number 3. Number 4 is don't be so hard on yourself. See your failures as successes, because I find that those what we call failures are actually stepping stones, right? It's like, okay, this didn't work. What else can I try? Right? Because let's say Sally is doing that and you try and it doesn't work for you. That's okay, accept it, find something else, right? And, tying into that as well is, don't hesitate to try and try and try until you find something that works for you, until you find something that brings you joy, right? And number 5 is get outside, get in nature, no matter what the weather is. I mean, here in Canada, we have 4 seasons, right? And there were
Absolutely.
days where it was like minus 32 and it was cold. But then, when we're out in nature in the forest, it doesn't feel so cold and you just dress properly for it, right? So yeah, number 5 is get outside in nature, whether it's a local park. Those trees are so powerful. Nature is so powerful. Be aware of the sights and sounds around you when you're out in nature. So those are my 5 top tips. And again, they're simple, right? They're uncomplicated, and again, find what you like to do. Love who you are, give yourself compliments, focus on yourself, do something every day where you're somehow going to move and get out in nature. Best thing you
Yes.
could ever do.
Thank you, Tanya. I mean, your 5 top is so easy to follow. I think
Yeah.
one of the things sometimes, as you said, people make it complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated. Going outside is not complicated. Having
No.
fun, you can do anything to have
Yeah.
fun, And I think one of the, I really like the word you use, the having fun. I use that quite often actually. Play, because when
Yeah.
we grow up, we forget
Yeah.
that in our childhood, when children play, they don't care what's going on outside the world. They're just so
No.
busy playing.
Yeah.
As an adult, we start to give labels. We start to look at more deeper. You can just play without thinking.
Yeah.
And that brings the fun element you mentioned, and going out nature. I know, you are minus 30, 40. I see sometime in your temperature in Canada. I just know how people, we are in UK and it's cold and we call it freezing. So imagine people who are living in sub-zero temperature, they still have fun. So, so is having fun is also really, really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I was saying, Tanya, obviously, we need to appreciate what we have. You mentioned about weather. We all live in different parts of the world. Some are very hot, some are medium, and some are sub-zero temperature. And we sometimes struggle with saying weather, but we can use, instead of using excuses, and go out there and have fun. And that's really important. So thank you for sharing your top tips. I just want to know, in terms of, as a self-love, self-care, and, self-awareness mindset coach, if you were to leave your final thoughts with our audience, what that would be?
Final thoughts would be to allow those negative whispers, allow yourself to hear them, but then double up on kind, loving words. Because we're so good at giving other people compliments. We're so good at telling people how amazing they are, how wonderful they are, or that's really interesting, or that's really great what they did. But how many times do you shift that conversation and use those same words for yourself? How often do you give yourself a compliment, right? How many times do you use kind words for yourself? And something happens when you start using kind words for yourself. You start to feel happier inside. And then you realize, yeah, you know what? I am important. Forget the excuses. We all have them. Excuses stop us. Excuses create roadblocks. Step over them, go around them, and move forward. And know that you're on a journey. I mean, my self-love, self-care, self-confidence, journey started over 25 years ago. It's never going to end till, one day when I pass on. So no, it's the little things you do every day for this journey you're on that is going to lead you to overall loving who you are and making self-care, making you a priority and truly believing in yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. You said self-complimenting, we forget. We always compliment others, but we don't compliment ourselves.
Yeah.
That's something to remember and to do it more often.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we do training, we do things, but then we forget. But
Yeah.
how can you do more often? Easy one, go in front of the mirror,
Yeah.
saying, you're looking beautiful, you're looking gorgeous. Have some self-affirmation for
Yeah.
yourself, how
Yeah.
you look, how you feel. Looking at, you mentioned about looking at outside the window, appreciate what you see and what is there, and appreciate yourself. So yeah, simple little things can make you feel more, loving and more caring for yourself. Absolutely. Well, Tanya, thank you very much for your time. If people want to connect with you, how people can connect with you?
Yeah, so you can, if we're looking at social media, you can look me up on Instagram and Facebook, Tanya Otterstein-Liehs. If you're looking for my website, it's bodybusiness.ca. And I also have a YouTube channel, which again is Tanya Otterstein-Liehs. And if I can add one little thing in closing,
Sure.
Parul, I, thought of, there's, always piece of clothing. There's always maybe earrings. There's maybe some kind of jewelry that we always love and uplifts us. So, if you're putting on an outfit, whatever you have on, and you look in a mirror and you don't like it, then go grab that piece of clothing or that color, that scarf, that piece of jewelry that you truly love. And when you do that one little simple thing, it's amazing how it's like, oh, okay, that one simple thing you did, all of a sudden you're really like, oh, I love this outfit I put on today, right? Because our colors that we wear, that little piece that we add will really make a difference in how you feel about yourself.
Absolutely.
So thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love the word, color analogy, because I used to, we in a corporate world, we use very dull color, black and white and gray and beige, like as a office color kind of.
Yeah.
But last year, after the COVID, we opened up. I've started to wear colorful things in events, live events. And
nice.
I just looked at my picture of my corporate clothes and colorful clothes. It makes so much difference.
Doesn't
also
it?
much different to your moods,
Yeah. It's like you have this big smile, like those dark colors are gray, right? They bring that negativity. But I say, if they, in that corporate world, if you have to wear those colors, then throw on a scarf that's colorful, right? Or put on colorful earrings. And you're so right? When you look at yourself in the pictures, you're glowing, you're smiling, even your posture is probably different, the way you present yourself. So like you can always add something, right? Or add on like costume jewelry that's just, a bracelet, something. So I love it how you, from own personal, how you mentioned that you just change a little bit, wore a different blouse color, and it really shifted the way you presented yourself. And you know what, when you present yourself as feeling good, positive, that catches on to other people. They feel that energy as well, right? So it's amazing. It's amazing. It's that ripple in the pond.
No, absolutely. I mean, they can use small thing, but also I just want to say, we're living now in 21st century and it's fashion. So even corporate world, it doesn't have to be, just dull color. You can have, nice color blazer, that might uplift your mood. People in offices, you can have like bright colors, blazers or something, shoes. Because it always looks fashionable, so you're not going to look odd. It's fashion, and you can always bring trend into your office, just introducing something new, and then you will see everyone else start loving it. So it doesn't have to stick with one thing. So thank you, Tanya. Thank you for bringing the last element into it. I'm sure people will benefit from that. So our audience, hope you enjoyed listening to our conversation, and Tanya gave lots of tips, so please do use it because it's very simple and easy to use. Also, you can connect with Tanya. I'm going to be tagging her into all the social media as well, so you can get her details. Tanya also mentioned to you as well on her Instagram and Facebook and her website as well. So stay tuned. We'll be bringing you more episode of how to improve your self-confidence using different medium. So please like, share, and follow us on YouTube, and stay tuned for more videos like that. Thank you very much, Tanya.
Thank you very much for having me.